My name's Alex Gurtcheff, and I was very closed off, and this is how Christ has changed my perspective. So, growing up and through high school, I was very closed off. It was really difficult for me to talk about myself, talk about the things that I'm dealing with, talk about my feelings and my emotions and those sort of things. For whatever reason, I just kind of felt like those were things that I couldn't share with other people, that I had to deal with myself and not really let other people into that, particularly with things that, I'm anxious about, that I'm struggling with, and even like just my feelings, my emotions. I was kind of just under the impression that I just had to man up and get on with it and deal with it. And I'd cover that up with like just trying to be funny, talk about sports, do the normal things, to the point where most of my like friendships and relationships growing up and even through high school, they weren't really based on a whole lot other than just kind of like this surface level persona that I put up. It reminds me of a time, so it was my freshman year of high school. My parents got divorced that year, and like it happened, it's a huge event in my life. It's not a good thing that happened to me, and you'd think that I'd like go to people to tell people about it, but I told no one. And it was like a few days afterwards, I remember one of my friends, we were standing in the lunch line, and I've told no one, and he's like, "Hey man, like how's your home life going?" Because for some reason he'd heard like through my mom telling someone else who told someone else, and he found out, and I had to talk about it. And that was kind of like thinking about this, the like prime example of how I just like didn't talk to people about the things going on. So my senior year of high school, I really started to get involved with the church and have an interest in a relationship with Christ. Always growing up, I would have called myself a Christian, but I didn't really live that out or know what it meant. And then as I went to college, I really started to see what that did look like, and making that more of my priority. And so through that, God has worked in my life in a lot of ways, and one of the big ways is in this, my being closed off and unwilling to talk about myself. I've seen that change a lot as I've grown in my relationship with the Lord, where before I wasn't really willing to let people in or to talk about the things that I'm dealing with, or like even my emotions. I've seen that change a lot, and I know that that's from the Lord, because the times when I am kind of like walking away from Him or against His will, kind of even like knowingly or unknowingly, when I'm not filled with the Spirit, those are the times when those habits kind of jump back into my life, where I become kind of more self-conscious and cognizant of, okay, is this person, judging me based on what I'm talking about, or makes it so I don't even talk about those sort of things. But now I think that as I've grown, this has been a real area of change in my life. My perspective's changed in this way a lot. I'm a lot more willing to be open, especially about my feelings, my emotions, which are things that a lot of guys won't want to talk about. And still, I like run into some trouble. I run into some like mental resistance with that, but it's a way that God has definitely sparked a growth in my life, is with that. So through just this process of growing more deeply in relationship with the Lord, He's made me more aware of and accepting of the way that I feel, the things that I'm dealing with, and more able to be upfront with those things about